What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast,
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil.
and I'm Leroy. So, how you feeling, Phil? You got 2 days away, 2 days and 23 hours away. How you been feeling?
Feeling good.
Okay. Well, this is our Super Bowl preview. So it's the Eagles facing the Kansas City Chiefs at State Farm Arena in Glendale, Arizona. The Eagles are 1.5 favorite, and the over and under is 51. I'm shocked that the Eagles are a favorite in this Super Bowl.
I'm
And the,
not.
well, the Eagles. Well, you know what people are saying, that the Eagles never really played anyone,
Yeah, that's bullshit.
and they haven't played any good quarterbacks, so we can't tell. Well, the Eagles defense looked good because who they played. The only Aaron Rodgers. They played Aaron Rodgers. Who else? Well, Kyler Murray would have been on the list, but I don't think he's on that level. Dak, unless you put Dak on that level, that's what they'll say.
The bottom line is you play who's on your schedule.
And they're saying that this is the best quarterback they faced so far this season.
Okay.
All right, so to me, the battle is going to be between the Eagles' offensive line and the Kansas City defensive line with Chris Jones. if
Mm-hmm.
if the offensive line, well, the offensive line always been doing a good job at handling the good defensive players, because you have what was the guy on the Cowboys that was talking all that shit,
Parsons, Michael
yeah,
Parsons.
Parsons, and he ain't really do anything, so they've been holding it down.
And then in the 49ers, he had the number one sack guy. He didn't do shit.
Right. They've been holding it down with the offensive line. And on the health front, everyone seems to be healthy. A couple of offensive linemen was limited in practice, but that doesn't mean anything. If you
Yeah, they just
practicing,
chilling.
yeah, if you limited in practice, that means you playing.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no you either in or you out. If you limited in practice, you playing. So all the guys is practicing. So yeah, I think it's going to be between the battle between the offensive line and the Kansas City defensive line,
I
because
like.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I like how you said that, but I'm the reverse. I think it's gonna be our defensive line versus their offensive line
Now
because
why you see it?
we've been fucking quarterbacks up, and the Hassan Reddick ain't nobody been able to stop him. And in the playoffs, what is he averaging? 3 sacks a game or some shit like that, close to
Yeah,
it.
yes.
So it's more their offensive line trying to stop us from getting to that quarterback. And if you
Okay.
double them, shit, you still got Brandon Graham and them other two boys with double digit sacks coming on your ass.
Okay.
And on top of that, he's just getting over injury. I don't know if he's 100% or 90% or whatever.
I don't think he's 100%. You know that high ankle sprain. You know that takes a while
Oh
to
yeah, that shit
heal.
hurt.
Right. And he had what, like a week? Only a week off? No.
So I think that's where the battle's going to be. And if we can put pressure on him, and we should, that's where it's going to be the
Right.
difference maker.
Right. Because he was still limping. So I don't think he's 100%. Yeah, and he's not really a scrambling quarterback, but
Right.
he's like very accurate when he's running with the football. And well, the thing about it is Kansas City defensively is like half and half.
Mm-hmm.
They're good at stopping a run, but they're like bad at, well, not bad, but like middle in the league in deep in passing.
Are they really good at stopping the run?
Yeah, they should be in like the top 10 maybe, and at stopping a run, or run defense, they
Mm-hmm.
would say. But I think they're like 16, 17 in passing defense. So they like like half and half.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, they had the weakest defense of the final four teams left.
right. Well, all right, Philip, what's your thoughts of the game?
I feel like it's going to be a shootout, and I think we're going to outshoot them. I don't
Okay.
think I can't see our defense giving up more than 30 points. So I think we'll win 34, 28, 34, 27, somewhere around here.
Oh my goodness, man. You done did it again. We was close because I got 30-24.
Hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
And but see, their receiving core I'm not worried about the receiving core. The only one person I'm worried about is Kelsey. The receiving core is none but a bunch of number twos. Juju is the number one wide receiver on the team.
Well, they're you can't look at it like that. You got to look at their tight end as their number one receiver.
Okay, so can the Eagles shut that down?
I don't know. I mean, we shut what's the name down by hurting the quarterback, Kittles, because Kittles
Right.
was on a tear. So I can't say we shut Kittles down because they didn't have a quarterback to throw to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's the way you can shut Kelsey down because ain't nobody be able to stop Kelsey all year.
Right.
Those other guys, those other guys are good. Like you said, good number twos.
Mm-hmm.
But with a great quarterback, if they're in the right spot, he's going to hit them on the nose and they can look good.
Right. Yeah, I could see it. I don't. I got to see how Mahomes look because he was limping in the last game. So I don't. High ankle sprain like that. I
Hmm.
don't know if he's going to be 100%. So he better be 100% because those guys are going to be coming after him. Well, Hassan Reddick is going to be coming after him.
Hmm.
So it all depends on how he looks. It all
Yeah,
depends how he looks. Go ahead.
so they're ranked 17th in the NFL in defense, which is kind
Mhm.
of shitty for a Super Bowl team. They give up 351 yards a game. They're 18th against the pass and eighth against the rush.
Okay, what did I say? It was like top five or something?
Yeah, and then they
Yeah. Okay,
get
so it's
their
eight.
points. They're 16, giving up the 16th most points. So their defense can easily let them down. You know what I mean? If we're clicking on all cylinders on offense, we can kick their ass.
Right. What else do we have to talk about?
Is it
Special.
you staying with football? Why is
Yeah, yeah,
nobody giving
football.
Jalen Hurts or our coach any props? I don't understand that.
Well, because they're saying that he would have been MVP, but he was hurt. He got hurt in them two games, so they saying the MVP is automatically going to be Mahomes. And
And yeah, no. I see that. I don't see a problem with that. But you have Michael Parsons saying, "Is the system is not Jalen Hurts." Then another guy just came out and said, "We're not that good." Who was that? The guy that we just beat. Was it Debo?
uh-huh.
One of those guys. They were just talking shit about our coach. It was a cornerback or somebody talking about a coach is getting a free ride. Somebody else took a shot at Jalen Hurts. He said the coach is getting a free ride. All he got to do is not get in the way of the team and let them play their game.
Well, that doesn't make any sense because you could say that about every team in the league.
Exactly. And they always saying, well, he got a stacked team, this and that. There's a lot of stacked teams that ain't winning, so I don't want to hear that shit. And there's a lot of quarterbacks that got good receivers and it's not played good this year. So I don't want to hear that shit.
Right. And yeah, and they say that Hurts would be the offensive player of the year. Mahomes would get the
Hmm.
MVP, and Hurts would get the offensive player of the year.
I can see that.
It's the night, right? They do the. Is it the night they do the
I think it is
MVP?
tonight. Yeah, I think it is tonight.
Now, is this a award ceremony or
Oh, I
they
don't
just
know.
announce it?
I
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
I heard it on the radio this morning and they was talking about it.
I see some prop bets, but the prop bets is like shitty, like who will win a coin toss and
Hmm. I was gonna say, like I said, if we come out hitting on all cylinders, that defense ain't gonna know what to do because they got one guy really on their line that can sack the quarterback on a regular basis. So if you can handle him and Lane Johnson, probably going to guard him. And Lane Johnson they gave up a sack in like 3 years.
right. And now they saying like what's the with the coin toss a land on heads or tails. We can skip all that. Um, who would win the coin toss? Will either team win the coin toss and win the game? We can skip that one because that's shitty. The cut a liquid poured on the winning coach.
I didn't know
That's
they had so many running backs on their team. I didn't know they had Melvin Gordon, Ronald Jones, and Clyde. I don't know what happened to Clyde. He was a beast, and next thing you know, he can't even get no touches.
mm-hmm.
That's that Andy Reid shit for you.
Why you now? Why you talking shit about your old coach?
He just don't use his running backs like that though. My man Halir, he was crushing last year or the year before, and this year he got one game with double digit carries.
uh, yeah, like what's the first commercial? First commercial that would air. See, the prop bets ain't don't look like as good as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
from the ones I see. Now I'm going on DraftKings now. Let's see what they have here. First offensive play from scrimmage, a run or the pass.
Would you say the first play?
Offensive play, yes.
Pass.
First team to get a first down.
Whoever won the coin toss.
The jersey number of the first touchdown score. Is it over 11 or under 11? That's
Over.
the okay. Total yards at the longest field goal. Is it over 46.5 or under 46.5?
Over.
Total successful field goals over 3.5 or under 3.5?
Between both teams?
Yeah, yeah, I
Over.
guess
That's
they would.
over.
Yeah, I guess yeah. They didn't say from what team. Total punts by both teams over over 6.5 or under 6.5.
Under.
Okay.
I can't
Total
see it being a lot. They're not good enough to make us punt all the time like that. We should be able to move the ball down the field. I
total
think they got. I think they got two backup corners, or a backup corner and a backup safety, or two rookies back there. Like whoever's the starters is not back there, so you should be able to pass on them. But don't
right,
just think you're gonna come out and pass 50, 60 times. Like you still should run the ball and open it up.
right. One of the guys that worked today said he don't think that the Eagles will be able to run. And I said, well, I could see them being able to run. Well, because he said because the Kansas City Russian defense. And I said, well, San Francisco had good Russian defense, so well, look what happened to them.
Hmm.
All the
And
Eagles
that
did was
makes no
run the
sense because
football.
by that measurement, he's saying that mean they can't pass on us because we never won against the pass.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. Total players to attempt a pass over 2.5 or under 2.5.
Under.
Yeah, I would bet. I would bet on that one. I would bet that it'll be under 2.5.
Hey, you never know because Mahomes might get knocked out the game.
Uh, Shortest touchdown scored over 1.5 or under 1.5.
A 1 yard run from the over.
Right.
I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I would say so too. Last team to score, Kansas City or Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Total touchdowns over 6 or under 6. That's total for add both teams up.
Mm-hmm. Over.
Yeah, I think it's over 2. Uh, well, the game going to overtime.
No.
Total points scored, odd or even.
All right.
All right. MVP position. MVP position.
Quarterback.
It's always a quarterback. Yeah, they
Exactly.
say quarterback or other.
I would like actually. I would like to see Hassan Reddick fucking raise hell and get the award.
Yeah, that was the last one. All the other ones I told you about the color, the Gatorade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's corny stuff.
Yeah, they are weak.
Will a player score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion? Yes or no?
The same player. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I see no too. First team to call a timeout.
Oh, I
I
don't
say
know.
the Eagles because they always call them the
Mm-hmm.
timeouts. Yeah, that's the prop bets. Prop bets is for everyone out there that's listening. That's a way that you can bet on all aspects of the game. That's how the gamblers, instead of betting who will win and who will lose, you can bet on other stuff like that and get money that way. Because there's a lot of bets that I would make if I was a gambler like that. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, the total field goals, I would bet on that. The shortest touchdowns, I would bet on that one.
Look,
The
Debo Samuels. He said the 49ers would have beat the Eagles by double-digit points if Purdy was healthy.
Okay,
Purdy couldn't do shit when he was playing. What he got? 2 drives or something?
right.
He couldn't do shit then, so he need to shut up. Why is these losers motherfuckers are the one doing all the talking?
Uh-huh. And what did Jerry Jones say?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Jerry Jones had said something about the Eagles
It's
too.
like it's like damn, y'all got your ass kicked and you just won't shut up.
Just like our boy The San Francisco fan that
Oh
came on the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Purdy got hurt. What would he would have done if he was there? He wouldn't have done much anyway.
I mean, the man was only averaging like 3 yards a pass or some shit like that, 4 yards a pass. Like he was getting rid of that ball real fast, and he wasn't throwing it down the field. He was throwing it 2 yards away from me.
So I guess I'll go ahead.
No, I just want to see like all right, so Purdy was 4 for 4 for 23 yards. 5 yards a carry on his 4 completions. I mean, a 5 yard completion percentage. That's shitty. Like he wasn't doing nothing.
A week ago, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones compared the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams run to the Super Bowl a season ago, in which they gave away high draft picks like they go on trees to the Philadelphia Eagles climb to the Super Bowl 50 this season. Jones made this connection despite the Eagles methodically building through the draft and using trades plus free agency to put the finishing touches on the roster. Here's what Jones said at the Senior Bowl a week ago. Anybody who thinks I won't take a chance has misread the tea leaves, Jones said. But I think the longer term, and I'm real hesitant to bet it all for a year. There's a lot of things that can happen for that year. Oh, he sounds just like a damn hater.
Uh-huh.
In essence, we're seeing a couple of teams, the Los Angeles Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles, that have some real success putting it all out there and paying for it later. Don't think that doesn't pop in my head and get in my eye as far as doing it. And I know how to do that. But then why you never done it then? It's part of what you put in that computer and what comes out. We'll see how it comes, but that's pretty impressive to have two teams in the last 2 years empty the buckets to get to the Super Bowl. But if you miss, it's a long go. Well, ain't that the name of the game? Is to go to the Super
Exactly.
Bowl?
My man ain't get out of the second round in goddamn 28 years or some shit like that.
Right.
And he got all his mouth. What he should have did is he should have kept that receiver. Just because you drafted a nice young receiver, don't think like you can give up the other guy that was your number one receiver. You should have had both the receivers.
Right. I'm like, hey, look, if that's they got there by drafting and signing players. Ain't that what you supposed to do?
Yep.
And the Eagles has $4 million in cap space, which is rather is not a lot. It's not a lot.
Oh, shit, you got a will and deal. Howie Roseman know what he's doing. And that's
Okay.
why they think Miles Sanders ain't gonna be here because he's coming off a rookie contract. It's time to get paid. And, they ain't want to pay him. And then
Mm-hmm.
one of I think Bradbury, our starting cornerback, is like, damn, y'all don't want to pay him either.
Yep.
So we better make it count this year because I don't know if you ain't paying nobody to keep him back. So we lose both those starters who had good years, and then you probably going to lose Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, two your defensive starters. So our team might not be looking as good next year.
The Bears got $93 million in cap space. 93.
You got to spend money to win, and that's why they ain't got nowhere.
The Eagles are next to the last in the league with positive cap money with the 4 million. Steelers are last with only 1 million. But what the hell do the Steelers have? Who's getting paid like that on the Steelers where they don't have they only have $1 million in cap space?
Who do they have? It must be got. It got to be defensive players.
Right. And the Cowboys is in the hole. Here now, here's a guy who's talking about signing people and drafting people. They're in the hole 7 million.
Mm.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And the Saints is last with negative $60 million. Who is getting paid like that on the Saints?
Probably Jameis, probably Kamara, probably that broke receiver. They probably all got big chump money coming to them
Uh-huh.
because those guys were stars when they and they signed a big deal. I don't think Jameis was a star, but I think Jameis did get a big contract. And then those
Now,
other two was
go ahead.
and those other two was like tops in their field a couple years ago, so they probably breaking the bank too. And then they gave what's the name a big contract. I don't know why they do that. They barely even used the guy, the backup quarterback, the
Right.
tight end / quarterback.
Yeah, they use them sometimes. I know
Yeah,
you're talking about.
but they gave him a good contract.
Right. Now Aaron Rodgers will be off the books next season, but yet the Packers are still $16 million in the hole.
They might cut Aaron Rodgers this year.
Oh, I thought he was this was his last year on his
What you mean?
contract. His last year on his
Yeah,
contract.
coming up.
Yeah, this coming season.
Yeah, they probably release him though, or trade him. I don't see him playing next year on the Packers.
Hmm.
That's why he talking about he going on vacation. He gonna come back and decide what he want to do.
Right.
He costs too much, and you ain't going nowhere. And you got young boys. Time for love to start playing. See what you got. Now, if Aaron Rodgers would have kicked ass and went to the playoffs and did all this, put in his work, then I can see like, okay, well maybe we got some here we can still work with. But
Right.
they was trash this year. Nobody feared them.
Now, before we go, do you want to talk about these these NBA trades? Brooklyn.
I'm
Why
not up
the
on all the trades because I saw stuff going on when I got up this morning, but I was watching the news and not the sports. And then I saw a little bit at work. But yeah, it was a lot of dumb trades going on.
right? I don't understand how you trade your top tier players and you don't get top tier
Right.
players in return. That don't make any sense.
You gave up one of the top 5 players in the league for draft picks, basically. That's
Right.
stupid. It's not
Mm,
it's not like he's washed up and he's still one of the best players.
right.
And what like I was telling you earlier, I think I was telling you, I was telling somebody, no, doctor, one of the doctors I work for. I was telling them like the NBA is not like the NFL where first round picks make money, you know what I mean, and kick ass. Like you need in the NFL, you can get a third round pick and he can turn into a star.
Right.
Where in the NFL, you need I would say top 15, top 12. After that, those guys that you drafted after that are basically role players or good subs and six mans type shit like that. Like it's not the same. So you get their draft picks, but you made that team so much better that those picks is going to be back at the end of the draft.
Now, is does this make the Phoenix Suns a contender for the
No,
championship?
no,
Why not?
because they still not tough. Like who's playing defense like that? Yeah, they can score, but they don't got no defenders.
Right.
And what's the name tried to play defense the center, and the coach is an idiot because the coach put that center on the Greek freak last time in the playoffs, and he gave him the business nonstop. And he never sent him no help.
Hmm. Uh, well, you know the Eagles traded Matisse Thybulle.
I heard Sixers, yeah, I heard.
Yeah, for well, he hardly played anyway. And for Jalen McDaniels, they say Jalen McDaniels is a good 3 point shooter, and they would help when when Embiid or something's getting double teamed, he can kick it off to him and something like that. But they need a knockdown 3 point shooter. I don't know why they got rid of Curry, but hey, look, that's a horse of another color. The thing about the Eagles, the Sixers, is they have no bench.
They have no bench and they don't have no defensive players, man.
Yep.
Nobody's playing defense. That's the
Nope.
reason why. Like I like Maxi, but Maxi can't really play in the fourth quarter because he ain't got no defense. So they made a big fuss about Ben not being able to play in the fourth quarter, but Maxi can't play in the fourth quarter either. And Harden don't
Hmm.
play defense, but you got to keep him out there because he's the starting point guard and he can shoot.
Right.
And B can play defense and he can play top tier defense, but that's when he wants to. Sometimes. And Tobias Harris ain't playing no defense, so we got no defense. What's the name? Used to be good. Uh, what's the power forward we got? But he's washed. I don't know why we give him a contract.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
So we don't really have nobody. Like we went from being with Ben and Thibault and Embiid playing together. We went from having like the top one or two defensive team in the league to now like we losing games without their start. Like the other night we lost to Boston. Boston was missing like damn near all their starters. I mean, Tatum played, but Tatum had like a struggling 12.
Hmm.
Jalen Brown got hurt, so he wasn't no factor. They didn't have the starting point guard, and they still beat us.
Yep.
And we was full strength. That's that lazy shit. People play when they want to play. The coach
Yeah.
got to go. That's the bottom line. He don't know how to coach.
That's what the problem is right there.
Because if you play in a team like that, I understand Boston is a top team, but when they depleted like that, you supposed to kick their ass. And if you see your players dragging ass, you supposed to bench them all. Make a
Hmm.
statement. Sit their ass down.
Hmm.
Y'all don't want to play. Y'all can sit.
Yep.
but they just going through the motions.
Well, they getting. You don't have to worry about it now. It's with playoffs you have to worry about. Ain't that what everybody say?
Yeah, but shit, we ain't made it out of the second round of the playoffs since fucking Jimmy Butler was on the team.
All right. So let's just say they don't make it out of second round, like you said. This
Mhm.
upcoming playoff. Do you look at trying to get another coach?
Yes,
Okay.
because they made a big fuss about the Ben trade. And they kept saying, "Well, we won the Ben trade because look at Ben." But shit, if we go out in the second round, we in the same position as before the trade. So that's not an improvement. You can say we broke
Mhm.
even. Who cares if James Harden playing better than Ben if your team overall is in the same position going out in the second round? You're supposed to make that trade so you can get over that second round slump. And if you don't get over that second round slump, you in the same position or you worse because now these players are making more money.
Right. Well, all right, y'all. I guess we can do a wrap up probably Monday, or
Mhm.
let's if everything goes right, we might can do a wrap up after the game. I don't know. It all
It might be late.
depends.
You
Yeah,
work
I'm
on
thinking the
Monday?
same. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It was probably going in around about what 10 o'clock, 9, 10 o'clock.
Shit, probably later than that
Yeah.
because you got to think it's probably going to start what 8 o'clock.
Don't well, it's got a 6:30 time, but you
Oh
know
shit,
how
they got
that
to do
go.
all these commercials and a big old halftime show and all this stuff. You know, it's
Right.
probably going to be over at 11.
The national anthem.
Mm-hmm. So I'm
Right.
thinking 11 o'clock. What about
Yeah.
Thursday? You taking off on Thursday?
What for the parade? Well, that's the day. How'd you know it was gonna be Thursday?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday. Friday is the rain date, but it's supposed to be Thursday. I was thinking about well, I'll talk to you about this after
Mm-hmm.
we shut it off. Well, all right, you can reach the Judgmentals on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and YouTube at PNL Judgmentals, Instagram at the2_judgmentals, or you can email us at pnljudgmentals@gmail.com. Sorry, Phil.
All right, y'all. Peace out. Go Birds.
All right.